Prem Svalo Mahapati Mahadeva ki Jai. Sit down, everybody. Welcome to 4th session of Bhagwat this morning. Let's all stand as we begin with Arti. Everybody put your hands together as we are about to invocate the Lord by the waving of the light on this very auspicious day. I'll explain that in a little bit. Sajam cha varti sanyuktam grahina yojitam mayam deepam grahana devesham trailokya timirapaham. Jai Jai Bhagwat Bhagwan ki है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है। जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती। ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मुक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला, नव ज्योति जगाने वाला। ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मुक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला, नव ज्योति जगाने वाला। हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान यही, हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान यही, जग की मंगल की आरती। पापी आरती। जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती। ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत, पापों को मिटाने वाला, हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला। ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत, पापों ताने वाला, हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला। है सुख करनी है दुख हरनी, है सुख करनी है दुख हरनी, ये मधुसूदन की आरती। Together everybody. जय जय भागवत। Already right here and here in all your man. Sean, come on, put your hand together, so son, to your chest. Come on, Ari, to your chest, to your chest. Sing. ये मधुर बोल जग पंड कोल, सन मार्ग दिखाने वाला, बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला। ये मधुर बोल जग पंड खोल, सन मार्ग दिखाने वाला, बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला हो। श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही, श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही, प्रभु की महिमा आरती। जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती। arati. पापियों को पाप से है तारती. Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Let's pray together, everybody. Prabhu, by your grace, we get to be together. We get to watch Yag. Maybe we're living at a distance. Maybe I'm in a hospice or a hospital. My situation could be different. But by your grace, we have been afforded the opportunity to be together for the last Monday in the month of Shravan for the year 2025. For this Ekadasi day, this one day in the whole calendar, in the Shravan month, this 11th Tithi in the bright half, today, it coincide with the Monday. Dear Lord, today we pray and we ask you for your choices, blessings. It says the person who could do Mahavishnu prayer, worship Tulsi, offer prasad to Lord Vishnu, touch the fig tree, touch the shaligram, drink from the charanamrit, all these different things, that person is going to get forgiveness of different and past type of sin. For this reason, people are fasting throughout this world, doing Ekadasi Brat today. And Prabhu, by your grace, we get to do it too. Let's pray together, everybody. Om Gajananam Bhutaganadi Sevitam Kapeta Jambu Uma Sutam Sho Namami Viganeshwara Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Trayambike Gauri Narayani Namostute. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Mare Baba. Today we will practice silence. Today we will practice offering jal, offering abhishek, using the shringi. Today people are doing jap with different mantras. Mare Baba, thank you for affording us the opportunity to journey to where the lingam is being worshipped. Lord Shiva, in each and every person's life, we need your help, we need your blessing. Please stretch your hand and bless me. Om Namo, everybody, Bhagavate Va. Om Namo Vasudevaya. One more time. Om Namo Bhagavate Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Everybody, please have your seat. This morning we have to say a little mantra for the benefit of everybody here in the mandir, and for those of you that are watching on different medium, we pray. People have been offering this morning from before the sun rose, in that Brahma period, in that auspicious time. Prayer was going on in the mandir, so we are charged up. But for the benefit of everybody at home, just a couple of verses, just a couple of mantras. Everybody put your hands together as we learn from the lips of Shiv Baba, just a couple of verses about this bay leaf, Bilva Ashtakam. Darshan Bilva Vrukosya Sparshanam Papanashanam Agora Papa Samharam Eka Bilva Shivarpanam. Blessed is the person that offers one leaf of the bael tree. That bael tree that was started, that is originated from Lakshmi Mata, it is offered to Shiva Baba as seeing and touching this tree because of the goddess Lakshmi living in that tree. It is a blessing. So people arati the tree, they bow to the tree when certain prayers being done. When a person offers a bay leaf on a lingam, one is what it says here. It washes away the accumulated sins. When somebody is offering the dar, they're giving gifts to Lord Shiva. Why do I offer the bay leaf? When a person offers just one, imagine if you did more. It washes away the sins, the greatest sins, the minor sins. It takes away all that karma. Kashi Kshetra Nivasam Cha Kal Bhairav Darshanam Prayag Madhyam Drushtva Eka Bhilva Shivarpanam. When I, the devotee, offer one bay leaf to Lord Shiva, it is as if I get the blessing as if I lived in Kashi, in Banaras, in that place where Bhairav Baba, Kal Bhairav, goes to get the blessing. In that place called Allahabad, where the Madhva temple is, where Bhairav Baba went to put down the skull of Lord Brahma. In that place, if I go there and I have made all types of heinous mistakes, sin, murder, harm, dam, etc., even I could have that blessing, just like Bhairav Baba, by putting one bay leaf to Lord Shiva. Last one. Mulato Brahma Rupaya Madhyato Vishnu Rupini Agrata Shiva Rupaya Eka Bilva Shivarpanam. When I offer one bay leaf to Lord Shiva, the base of the leaf, when you're holding the bay like this, the base, Brahma is sitting there. In the middle, Lord Vishnu is sitting there. The tips is where Lord Shiva is sitting. So when I offer it, let it be as if I am putting all this energy, all this divine Shakti on the lingam, and let the karma come back to me in my life. This is why the person, when they put it down, it is as if you are anointing the lingam now with the energy, with the Shakti, with the grace of these Trinity. May it coat the lingam, just like how we put milk and dahi and all these things to calm and cool him. The person is putting it to help him. He's heated. That is why we are always bathing him with water and so on. And now we are putting the cooling touch of these three devatas. Lord Shiva, please bless me with having given that type of gift. Allow that energy and that Shakti to come home, to come with me when I do it. That same Bilvashtakam is in the fourth verse is the passage that says, if I offer a tattered leaf, if I offer a damaged leaf, if it has a hole, a tear, or in the tree, how it is with the tree leaf, let's say one part from the tree, it missing. Just as how if I offer something good, I understand I'll get blessing. Think what I say. But if I offer something dirty, something halfway, something that is in some way, let me just say, make parsad this morning. Imagine the person when I eat the parsad and then come to bring it to the prayer. It's not good, it's not right. But I could understand if I do that, then I will get punishment, I'll get a sin. It is not the best gift. In the same way, the bay leaf has a rule. If the tree with the dry weather, it has a little hole, a puncture, or a tear, it tattered, the thing fall off. It says in the fourth verse that the person who puts a damaged leaf for Lord Shiva, the lingam is so special, it is so powerful that even when a person is breaking the rules, do not get trapped in the idea that there's no consequence. In this example, when a person gives bad bay leaves to Lord Shiva, just to be clear for these children, this is a good bay leaf, this is a bad bay leaf. Just to be clear, everybody looking on when it's missing, right? If it comes from the tree like this, because the next question you're going to ask me is this okay? Is this not okay? All of this is damage. If I put this on the bay leaf, according to that passage, I know I will inherit damaged eyesight. I will end up with glaucoma. I will end up with cataract. I will become like me, dependent on glasses. A person becomes a slave now to the glasses. You have it, and then one day you will not have the eyesight. And if you continue to do it, just one thing I want you to consider. We just focus when you do prayer, you just get blessing. But we don't focus if you do the prayer poorly, halfway. Nobody ever know I didn't fast and I went on an offer, for example. But it have consequence when you do it wrong. In this example, this is just one example. Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai. This morning, for these children and everybody looking on, everybody here, all adults, this morning is something called Putrada Ekadasi. Putrada Ekadasi comes one day for the year. So we are going to chant 2 verses, 3 verses of our Narayana Suktam, just to fulfill the prayer of worshiping Lord Vishnu. Put your hands together before we go into discourse this morning. For those of you that are watching in different parts, maybe the auspicious time has not reached by you yet, but we could still pray to Lord Vishnu in preparation. This prayer is saying that, dear Lord, based on what we read yesterday, the universe is your body. I sometimes think that you are the pitié, and that is all you are. That you are just a man, you are just a woman. But all the facets, all the things that science is now rediscovering, we as Hindu always believed that the sun, the blazing heat, the radiation, the magnetism from the moon affecting the water in the ocean, all these things are part and parcel of you. Dear Lord, in this form, in this endless, massive, multiform Mahavishnu, may you destroy my sin. Sahasra Shirasam Devam Vishwaksham Vishwasambhuvam Vishwam Narayanam Devam Aksharam Paramam Padam Vishwasya Param Nityam Vishwam Narayana Gum Harim Vishwam eva das purushtad Vishwam upajivate Narayana paro jyotir Atma Narayana paraha Narayan paran Brahma tattvam Narayana paraha Narayanam paro dhyata Dhyanam Narayana paraha Om namo Narayanaya bhyo namah Anantam avyam kavam gum samudritam vishwam sambhuvam padmakosh pratiksha gum hridayam chapasdu mukam. A person should meditate in their heart, in their mind, just for a little bit, on this limitless, unchanging, all-knowing, the cause of happiness of this entire universe, all forms of life that we know about and things that we do not know about. All of it depends on you, O Lord Vishnu. For this reason, I worship you today. Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. Let's clasp our hands as we do our Sumiran before we continue in our conversation as we head into chapter 4, 5, and 6 this morning in the second Skanda. By the end of today, we will finish the second book of Bhagwat. Redhi Siddhi Data Siddhi Sadhanava. Properly, put your hand together, close your eye. This is praise. Siddhi Sadhana Vadana Vadana Sumiro Varambad Madana Kadana Kelalakum Ganapati Kripanidan Jnana Kana Ananda Bhavanam Dehu mohi vardan Varano Bhasha Bhagwat Jai Shiva Ananda Kanda Bhutanata Bhaubhaya Harana Bhakti Vishaya Nirvan Gauravadana Mangala Karna He Braj Chandra Mukunda Braj Bhushana Dushana Harana Katahu Bhava Bhaya Panda Charana Sharana Le Anakara Jai 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 Jagadisha Shevat Shesha Mahishaja Mahimamita Beva Veda Veda Janat Rahim Riddhi Siddhi Data Siddhi Sadhana Varana Varna Sumiro Varambar Sumiro Varambar Madana Kadana Kelalakum Vrindavan Bihari Lala Ki Jai. Last night in our third session, Sitaram and welcome, Pandit and all guests. Sukadeva Goswami's history, for those of you that missed it, for those of you online. Sukadeva Goswami, for many people in Kali Yuga, it highlights how confused we are. We go to Bhagwat and you will hear the person think that Ved Vyas, who does author Bhagwat, is the person who is given this dissertation. He is not the person reading Bhagwat. In order for you to benefit from Bhagwat, there are certain foundation that each person must understand, at least who talking. When Ved Vyas wrote the book, as we heard last night, his pride and joy is his son. In different discourse in Bhagavad Katha, Lord Shiva is doing the Amar, what we reference in Chepa Katha, where they call Amar Katha, or the Katha where Mahadev is given Parvati. The discourse, he's chanting it, and when he reached around chapter 11, Mother nodded off, she drifted off. Older people will remember this Katha, it was quite popular in a long time. And unknown to Shiv Baba, he closes his eyes, and a parrot, but we don't say parrot in West Indian culture to understand the species of the bird, but the book says Shuk. Shuk is the type, the species of the bird that was doing this work. And while Mahadev Baba is chanting, the parrot is acknowledging. Imagine I say Om Namah Shivaya Swaha, and instead of Parvati saying Swaha with the Lord, the parrot is saying Swaha. Mother song asleep. And the parrot gains the blessing from Lord Shiva as per Bhagwat Book 1, Chapter 4. When Mahadev realized what was going on, he does go behind the bird. He rushes the bird with the Trishul. And as per the discourse, Ved Vyas in that part had a wife and she was yawning. And this bird, getting away from Mahadev Baba, heads into her mouth, into the womb, as per the story. He's afraid to exit the womb. He's afraid of what Kali Yuga will bring, because he's going to be born when Kali Yuga is Dwapar is leaving and Kali Yuga is coming. And he does not want to born. He is somebody that did not want to get caught in the Maya, in the Bhagavad version of this discourse. After 12 years, Krishna has to come and bring him into the world. In the Devi Bhagwat version of what we read last night, same Sukadeva Goswami, he's dealt with in a longer version in that text. In the first book of Devi Bhagwat, and we read Devi Bhagwat because yesterday was Dasmi Tithi. When Ved ends up with his son, and he's called Sukadeva Goswami because he comes from the bird as per the Bhagwat, but in Devi Bhagwat it says that when he was making the fire come natural fire, not rajasic fire like what we use with camphor, he was using 2 sticks and rubbing it to get friction, clean fire. And whilst he was doing it, he lusted behind a Gandharva, and from that moment, as he was calling the fire, he prayed, I wish I could have a child with her. And from that moment, again brings a boy, a child appear. And Sukadeva Goswami is the person who is born without the bodily contact of a lady. Ved becomes very attached to his son, teaching his son all that he had known. The last text he wrote was the Bhagwat, hence it is called Bhagwat Maha Puran. He was angry with himself. He thought that after doing Agni and Vaivat Puran, Shiv Puran, something is missing. This has no feeling. If a person picks up Agni Puran, it's very boring. It has good information, but no emotion in it. And he wanted to put the feeling of God. For that reason, whenever a person is listening to Bhagwat, you find yourself more prone to cry or become emotional because of the bhakti inside of it. The illustration is made in such a way to bring you closer to God. When he writes Bhagwat, he stops. At that time, Devi Bhagwat Puran is not in existence. Devi Bhagwat Puran comes after, when the son of Raja Parikshit has to listen to good story and katha about mother, when he made some mistakes. All Ved Vyas is doing is teaching his son Sukdev all the science, all the prayers, everything you could imagine. And one day he tells the son, as per our discourse last night, time for you to get married. And in hoping that Ved would Sukdev would follow Daddy Ved, Sukdev says, Dad, you know too much, you're too knowledgeable to encourage me to go and get spouse and children and house and land. I don't want those things. I will become a slave to it. I will become, they will be the master and I will be the servant. When you get the wall, you have to build the wall, you have to maintain the wall, you have to paint the wall. I don't want this wall, man. What are you telling me? And father and son now fighting. Imagine, you could see it here yourself. You want your child do one thing and the child is my life, daddy. Hush your mouth. I'm not listening to you. And it's in Devi Bhagwat, why I read it, I was telling you last night, it elucidated something that we take for granted in Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, it says what great people do, such as Janak, the father of Sita, other people will do. But of all the people, why Janak? What did Janak do? In Devi Bhagwat, when Ved could not influence, when he wasn't getting through with his son, and I'm summarizing for us this morning, he says, listen, my godson is Janak. He's in that city, he's the king. Go and sit and talk to him. He has a wife, he has children, he has daughters, he has a palace, and he is able to be Jivan Mukt whilst living with all the attachment. Go and see, go and watch. And when you see how he does it, it will motivate you to follow my instruction. But when you finish, come back quick. After a long conversation of how you could do your duty, but never be the owner of it. Meaning, I made the reference for people to understand, when a boy now get his license and he get his first car, if rain fall on that car, he go dead. Kinda, like my life. But as you get older, the car somehow your perspective of the same car changes. Oh God, it's a bill. I had a bike. I can't tell you when last I washed my car. No longer you hold on to it. You use it. It has a tool. It has a purpose. Fine. But the attraction and the attachment, you start to let go little bit. Little bit. You use it. But I am not holding that. This is my identity. My job is who I am. I'm a pundit. I'm a husband. I have a pretty daughter. I have this house. No. After a while, it's just a place I live in. And unfortunately, I just had to cut plenty grass. It's work. What you going to do? How much you go boast about it, you start to let go, although you are using it. Janak explains that you have an obligation to propagate life. In order for Dharma to spread, somebody has to help and teach. If you don't have children, who will do it? The knowledge that you gain and ascertain, the Vardhan from all the forms that you will do worship will die and leave with you. What about then? What will happen when there is no light for people to follow? What about that? I am the protector of these people, but you are the protector as well. You're the guru. If there's nobody to carry the torch, to guide them when there's wedding, funeral, for example, it'll die with you. What about that? And when Janak made the point, what father could not get through in that head, Janak living that life and showing that, listen, this could work, this is how you do it, and this is why you do it. Sukdev Goswami immediately bought it, lock, stock and barrel, and was ready to get married. Not only get married, 1, 2, 3, when he went home, has 4 sons. So one of the boys, just as how we learn, if I want blessings, I'll do Havan. I want to fast, let's say I miss Shivratri, there's a method to do Lord Shiva prayer. I miss Shivratri. Baba, what could I do? Oh, I'll do Nil Jal Brat on a Monday for a year, and I'll get the same blessing as if I did Shivratri for one night. There's a way to compensate. So let's just say the lady belly spoiled, and I did not get to sit for the prayer. What could I do? There's another method. So the sons now develop methods that we use till today. Last night we dealt with what the second son developed, Maun Vrat, the vow of silence. So they now came up with new methodology that people use till today. Sitting quiet when doing jap, not communicating the energy, the need to talk. I am going to suppress that, and I am taking that energy and I am going to offer it to God. We suppress that energy. I feeling to run down the barbecue and the KFC. Come back fast. I'm feeling as a man or a woman lusty. Come back. Control yourself. Hold that energy and use the pent-up energy now in your job, in your offering. Become the most powerful person you are and give the prasad, give the job in that powerful way. For this reason, you will hear some people say, you know what, you are doing Shiv Puja, do not eat onion. You will come across it in your Gita, and people say, what is the problem with onion? What is the big fuss? If I eat onion as a man, it is the highest form or source of zinc. So the person trying to have a baby, eat onion. You see the population size of India, watch how they eat doubles, watch how they eat snacks, onion, fresh onion, fresh onion, fresh onion. For that reason, their fertility rate is higher. The person now wants to fast and be little stable in prayer. So when they pull out the extra zinc, the testosterone level starts to simmer down, and they could focus on prayer and not be lusty. Everything has a little thread, a good in it. But depending on what you are doing, the fasting has a benefit. And all of these things, for example, does have a link to the gurus that tread from Ved into Sukdev Goswami and his children. Prem Savalomapati Mahadeva ki Jai. Last night in our discourse, we are in this second book of Bhagwat. We are listening to the form of God, and then last night we learned that when you have different type of trouble, which form of God to go to. Kali Yuga, people watch the Pitya and they get confused that God looks like Lakshmi. But if, for example, I have to face a tribunal, He said, go to this form, use this month. You're trying to have children, use this form. You're trying to settle probate and legal matters in court, use this form. So the idea is, depending on the problem I have, there's a prayer. It's just me and you and know the prayer. Then when you have the knowledge of God, how to utilize the knowledge, then you would be in a deeper faithfulness with your God. Today, as we enter into chapter 4, let's hear what the question is going to bring to us. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, 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 Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam, Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam, Samichinam Vachu Brahma Sarva Gyasya Tvam Adhyatatam Tamo Nischayar Yeti Matya Hariya Kathaye Katham Yaha Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, 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 Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam, Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Umapati Mahadeva Ki Jai. Now, Raja Parikshit, we understood what the name Parikshit, what it meant from yesterday's second session. Raja Parikshit says, I feel as if I am now learning about what I saw in my mother's stomach. So much I didn't know. I didn't know the different patal and sutal and how, when you say this whole universe is God, how is it structured? What is the trees? What is the rivers? How is that part and parcel of God? My limited understanding, I couldn't see it. I did not have that drishti, that vision. I guess you could say the same thing happened when Arjun saw the Virat Roop form in Bhagavad Gita. And he saw the big, expansive form, and he couldn't believe that all of that is God. Similar moment here. Guruji, please tell me more. I am now understanding that in this Dharma, he has taken from that big form, he took a form for learning, to help me with my different moments, my different predicament. He surrounded me in different ways. If I only knew him, maybe I'd be able to counteract my problem. May you please explain to me the power of Prabhu, the power of Bhagwan. Tell me more about that. Tell me how he creates, how he destroys, how, so that I could understand who he is. Speak to me, Guruji, about these things. Suji says that Sukdev Goswami starts to pray first. And he calls on that Mahavishnu, where we will end up in Book 3 of Bhagavad, is dealing with, look back at your Panchmukh Hanuman form. In this Bhagavad, we will touch on that boar head and what it did and the benefits and so on. That form of Lord Vishnu, Varaha. And he calls, is a powerful prayer that is sometimes used in different Shrad, different methods. When I bow to you, Mahavishnu, who could give a person fame, who could make a person popular. When a person calls upon you in different name, you allow a person to be forgiven. No stain remains on that person's name, memory, status, or title. A person, in another verse, you are the destroyer of miseries that are caused by the wickedness of enemies. I call upon you and I ask you before I divulge these secrets to Parikshit. May you protect us. Dear Lord, you are the person when people make offerings, whatever the offerings are, you accept it. Almighty Vishnu, I seek refuge in and under your holy form. You who accept all sinful people and allow the worst person to find purification and salvation, I come to you. In this way, he prayed to that same Vishnu and he says, if your toenail creates Ganga, different discourse, you are the source of creation. You are the one who brings Shiva into existence. O male, initial, original male, Purusha, I bow to you. I, the son of Vyas, I pay homage to you. And today I have drank the elixir, the amrit of knowledge from my father. And today I use that knowledge. I pass this wisdom on to Parikshit for his benefit. May the conversation that Narad Muni and his father Brahma had benefit us now. The same question about this Lord, the potency and the power of Lord Vishnu, was asked before. The best friend, the best devotee of Lord Vishnu, as we see and hear in different discourse, is Narad Muni. And there are many examples of why Narad Muni explaining the relationship with Tumburu, why he says Narayana, Narayana, when he cursed Lakshmi Mata to come as Sita in Ramayana. Narad Muni is highly placed, highly blessed, but he plays a funny role sometimes because of his doubts, because of his abhiman, because of his behavior sometimes. Good and bad is possible. Let's hear what happens in this first slok, chapter 5. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Deva Deva Namostute Bhuta Bhavana Purvajanam Tadvejadnadhiye Yagyanam Atmanam Nandiye Shigram Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita. Narad Muni goes. Sukdev is talking to Parikshit, understand it, and he's saying the same thing he asked me now. Narad Muni once sat by the foot of his father, Brahma, the creator, and he says, please hear my prayer. Hear what I'm asking for. So he started off humbly with a mantra. And he says, I bow to you, creator, you who are the source of everything. You made everything. I have a question. Please help me. You are the world. The world in energy form is living inside of you. And when you wish it, it manifests in different form. Sitaram. Trees, deers, humans, brown people, black people, yellow people. Everything comes from inside of you. You are so great, you are so powerful, Daddy. I know you are this universe. And for that reason, you become, he uses Myrobalam, fancy word. Fancy word to say agarbatti, incense stick. To understand what he's referring to, he says you are the person who does need the Myru. Myru, in the sense that you and I, this light, starts off as gobar. That black thing you see is gobar. So you take fresh gobar, the stale flowers, imagine the rose or the jasmine type, sweet, heavy scented flower, and you put sometimes the oil, the sweet scented oil, rose oil, whatever oil, and they mix it together. And now the artist could make it like a cone, like a ball, like a on the bamboo stick. They roll it, hand roll. If you read the packaging, hand roll. You are the person who will need like that little bit of gobar, and you will make different shapes, male, female, rich, poor. You are the potter spinning the wheel of creation, and by your power, the science that comes from your body, the season, when you see the rising of the sun, when you see the shortening of the day because of the tilting of the earth, as is written in our sastras, you created all of these things. You are the manipulator of the elements. When you go to funeral and you see they putting down the box the 5 times, all that comes from you, Daddy. Without fatigue, you are truly like a spider. A strange thing they call somebody, a spider. The spider is always letting out the web, but the spider never gets tired. With accuracy, it builds this beautiful web. If me and you had to draw a line, we want to put up that pit here, we had to get a balance, we had to measure space from on top, hoping that we eyesight it looking, where we just say looking level. And as you put it up, then you realize it's a level. But the spider has this symmetry to build the design without a level, without watching it, and never stop. Leave it every day, it will build more and more, more and more. How much cobweb it is cleaning your house? And never get tired. Always doing it work. In the same way, you are never without energy. You are so great. Oh Lord, is there anything superior to you? Is there anything that is beyond you? I have a doubt inside of me when I hear that your lotus is growing from something. Where you sit is coming from something. Oh great one, please instruct me about the power that feeds you. If there is something else, remember, Kali Yuga is where we are limited in the understanding of God. We talked about God's true form, the universe. When somebody says you are the whole universe, we say it, but we don't understand it. If God, for example, if I made a crazy statement and say, for example, to put it in perspective, God only could live in this temple, church, only in this place God exists. By limiting God to my understanding, then I don't understand God. If I were to say that God only loves, only accepts people that pray like me or look like me, then I don't understand God. Hinduism is the source. When you listen to Sampati, when he's talking about, I have been seen place to place when I went in the belly of Vishnu in Ramayana, and I saw in one world, I saw Ram lose the water to Ravan. In a different version, I saw Lakshman win. He was the older brother and he won the war. And I was confused. When you go and you watch this thing, Iron Man and Spider-Man and all, with the concept of multiverse that comes from Hinduism. Who says in which religion, in which concept it have one universe, it have our next universe, it have our next universe? Where that come from? When people talk about being trapped in the matrix, and it is, that's why Asatoma was playing throughout that movie. The concept that you are in a shell and you are so blinded, connected in the movie, they make it look like a machine. But you're plugged into something and you are not aware that you are like a slave inside a machine. And some people have the ability to wake up from that Maya, from that fake situation in the show. That is Hinduism. the vision, the idea of the vastness of God. But if you don't understand that vision, you will limit God to that murti. You will limit God to the representative of the vastness. You will not see God in the fig tree. You will not see God in the river. And that is why so many Hindu people, for example, litter and make mess in public places. But I worship every tree and I have to arati the fig tree and arati the tulsi tree, and as if it is a show, a hypocrite. Because you worship God here and then you will do other things elsewhere. Because God has seen that. In this way, please help my vision. What we are doing in this Bhagwat, to be quite clear, we are blind like Parikshit. He's better than me and you, He see God in the womb and he still ain't know God. God is working in his life every day and he still does not know God. The difference between me and you and him is that he ain't know God. He realized that he accept that truth. But what me and you they say, we know the Hanuman Chalisa. I know 2 mantra. The mantra, you know the God. If I have trouble tomorrow, I know the bhajan. I don't know what it means. I don't know when to use it. I am training myself that if a jab bite me now, be honest with yourself. In the pain, would you go to God or would you do like me and start a cuss? Be honest with yourself. Brahma smiles. Think what I'm saying. If somebody asks, Daddy, Mommy, who is brighter than you? Who know more than you? Some people might get egotistical. Who know better than me? Nobody, as your father. This one smiles and he say, oh God, you make me feel good because I'm getting to talk about something. I am getting to talk about Bhagwan. You just hear people say that word. Bhagwat, Bhagwan. What is that? The shell, the form Bhagwan is the person that is full of bhaga. Bhaga is geishas or like the smoke form of Lakshmi. When I bow to him, when I touch the shaligram, when I touch the book, when I put the book on my head, that Lakshmi pervades over me. He is able to share that. Bhagwat, the book that have the Bhagwan in it, that have the Bhaga in it. So if I rest my head by it, if I bow to it, if I come in the temple and I just do so as I'm walking in, I will get the Lakshmi to come with me. That is when somebody says Bhagwan, that is what they're referring to. There is one Bhagwan and his name is Vishnu, Narayan. I am not that. I don't have that inherent ability to help somebody. That is the first facet of who he is. That's the difference between me and him. Me Brahma, him Vishnu. He is the source. You are calling me the Lord? Whatever I have, son, whatever I have, it is as if he is the Tiantek line, the source of the electrical energy that is in this bulb. And I touch him to get some energy to do my job. If you think I am impressive, imagine what he is. Imagine what he could do. And he's so powerful, not do at times. What he would allow because of vision. If you, for example, we have a diadi and we have a whole set of children here. I could understand if that child burned the finger today, for the rest of their life, they're going to respect that dear. You will understand that very good. Part of being a parent is sometimes bitter lesson, a little pain. Just go a long way in a lesson. Sometimes you leave people to burn themselves. And not everybody could do that. I'm a son, Baba. How I could do that, Baba? But if you're objective, if you're strong, if you know what your objective is, today you're going to falter. You're going to have to walk. I can't hold your hand every day. You might fall, get up. You might fall, you're pedaling the bike. You might fall, get up. Come on, I have faith in you. The bigger picture, one day you have to succeed and you will do it right. Get up. That is Vishnu. I am a father. Brahma, he's faulted. You know God. You know God. You are the Hindu. I see we just do Shiv Puja and we now do, how you call the thing? Shravan. I see Shaligram on the bedi. We have Vishnu. Where's Brahma? Auntie, tell me quick, where's the color of the Brahma flag again? Pandit Rohit, where's the Parsad for Brahma again? We don't do Brahma Puja. It's a trick question. There's no flag, there's no Parsad. They use his name in the fire and choice moments in the prayers, but not the prayers. He's not a Pradhan Devta. There's a discourse that explains he became egotistical and he lied. That is where Bhairav Baba has a head in his hand. The whole logic of that discourse, from today, nobody does your puja. Because of how high you are, this is how you behave. He says, I am flawed. This is who I am. But that fella, he has the drishti, even if he's doing something and somebody says, like in the Tulsi Katha, how could you rob me of my husband? I praying for this man my whole life. And you are going to take that one prayer I pray for. Oh God, Vishnu, you're cold like a stone. Go and be born as a stone. In that example, he does what looks like unfair. But till today, me and you get to drink Charan Amrit because of that stone. So the idea that what looks rough now could evolve into blessedness is one of the features, the power of Vishnu, the vision. That you don't understand. When Jai and Vijay get the curse, I am working for Lord Vishnu, I'm the man's watch guard. How could I get trapped to go and be born on the earth as a Rakshas? Lord Vishnu, how you could allow this to happen? And God let it happen? Hello, we found cancer in your blood, sorry. Heart attack, heart risk really high. Vishnu Baba is the person that lets you burn your finger like the child in the deer sometimes. Because not everybody is ready to listen and learn. Some people have to burn and get fear. Motivated by fear, you will see Pandit, we get cancer, we have to pray now, Pandit helping now, I'm ready to do the prayers now. Now, the duck and the chicken are looking so enticing. I go fast now. Who teaching you? And God make you? When your children sick, when your grandchildren are listening, think what I'm saying. That is what Kakbhushund is telling Garud in Ramayana. Every day, an enemy is coming to hit you. Some people learn. Some people are ready. Karma gives you that. They're open to God. Some people not. So, in the lessons of life, you're learning. And what Brahma is saying in all these examples that are given you, he is the teacher. He remains objective. You might say God is cruel. You might be tempted when you see somebody get sick. How could God let the child born with epilepsy? Think what I'm saying, and God make everybody? Where was God when the child born blind? Or the child can't talk, it have a hole in the heart, Baba. What this innocent child do? With emotion, you will say that. But when the Hindu understand God, Garud Puran, chapter 5 of Prit Manjali tell you, when you ill-treat your parent, when you hurt this person, the mother in particular, she take from she bone, she melt she bone, the marrow, when them Pandit going to do funeral for lady, that is glad, When you see them meet up, watch, you go see next time you go. You have a hard funeral or you have an easy funeral? Hard funeral, man. Easy funeral, lady. Why? The lady bone, more children she have, the bone is getting more hollow. It burns easier. Man, if he born with a thick bone, till the day he dead, that bone marrow is going nowhere. But the milk the lady is making to feed the child, it is coming from somewhere. It is coming from her bone. This is why they say the son is the person who lifts the box. Ma, your bone make muscle and give me the strength that they are sacrificing to lift you from here to where you have to go up your back for your milk. Imagine that lady milk, she bone to make you. And the only thing you could do is hurt she and damn she and my mother this and my mother that. Don't worry, breads, in your next life. You see how your brain working like that? You see that grumbling attitude of, God, I hate you. See that? That is the root cause of schizophrenia. That is where God make people mentally unstable. But God make you. The lessons have to come. When you're fed up, when your belly hot, you look how my child, full moon time, epilepsy. And they will bite and break the tongue. And you're going to ask yourself, what this child gone through? What is this? But people in Kali Yuga, they will blame Obia, but they will never say karma. I am not accountable. Somebody else is accountable. Simple language. If you understand God, then you get to your Gayatri. And you realize that if I use Gayatri, I could burn away karma. And you use the prayer. You use Bhagwat. You use Prasad. You use simple, clean. Watch how simple. And the funny thing is, people don't believe in the efficacy of little things like Gayatri. It's so simple, but too simple now. So you want some big, fancy surgery type of prayer. But the little tablet to save you prayer-wise, too simple. That wouldn't work for my troubles. Narad Muni says, I am confused about this Vishnu and his power. What is his power like? What is all this you're talking about, ma'am? Daddy, tell me more. He says, in order for you to understand the true nature of this Vishnu, you have to understand that he is the repository. Everything that you are seeing, foolish people, their first problem is they start to own things. They start to think this is mine. Shlok 13, chapter 5. The foolish person start to think the food is mine. Why am I thanking God? God cook it. It's my hand we cook it, Pandit. The farmer, I who tend it, I who pick it from the tree then. I bought it. It's my sweat that is buying it from the grocery. Imagine it. It is my house. It is my car. What I bless in car for? What I put in flowers in car for? Pick which one you want to pick on. Use a child in your mind. Why putting flowers? Why am I putting a deuta on a drum? It's I who have the skills to hit the drum. Why is there a need for God? There's no need. It's me. I. And that is why in Gita he says in Kali Yuga, people start to lose faith in God. There's a disconnect. God is over there, but I don't see the link with God in my car, God in my desk, God in my job, God in my children, God in my food, God in my clothes. When you're going to your wedding and the girl blessing the red clothes or the gold, why are you doing? I don't need that. I don't need anything. I could do it. There is the source of your problem. The Veda, the books come from Narayan. The Devatas came from his legs. Words come from his thoughts. Narayan is the source of all yoga. If the word yoga doesn't mean what we see in America where you're folding your foot and stretching. Yoga by definition, you see like how it have a pathway here? Or we say the driveway or a road that takes you from where you are to where God is. Simple language. So in Hinduism, we don't say this is the way and this is the only way. We have different road for people to traverse. You choose which one good for you. You like to do prayers, take that road. You like to sing, for example, take that road. You like to do Seva, how do you call it, Habitat for Humanity? Sai Baba, you know, the Seva thing. Somebody house fall down, I'm going to build that roof. I want to do sweat for you. Go ahead, do that. Good. All equal. None bad. All will take you. What's the point of the road? Get to God. Foolish people worry about the road. Follow me. You ever hear somebody say, my road better than your road? Stupid people. The journey is not so much what we're looking at. Because your ability, let me just say, me with my big belly, I can walk fast like a thin, slim, young person. The same road might be different. What could be difficult for me might be an ease for you. You might be cooking Sara roti and sing that Chalisa word for word with so much faith. And I struggling to say the first syllable in the word, in the passage. It might be difficult for me, but I'm doing it. I love it. I had the love for it. but I had to take my time and remember the words. It got take time to learn it. It got take time to bend my foot to offer the hawan. I go forget and left-handed, maybe God make me so. So my hand jump in to hold the left hand with the spoon. I had to fight and use the right hand to get it right, to follow the rules. Imagine now if we talk about fasting, giving up the wife, sleeping on the floor. God, we're saying, Pundit. Different challenges exist. We agree. Anybody going to school is have to fight with the maths book and the English book. But when you get this certificate, stupid children, they argue my school better than your school. Babe, the truth is if you apply yourself, you'll get through the same exam. Babe, if you pick up your book, you're going to get through. But you have to do the work. Babe, if this teacher bad, this teacher good. Think what I'm saying. Babe, if you read the book and you get it in your head, you're going to answer the question. When it ends, what is the matter? Did you get a pass or did you get a fail? Where did you end up? We don't care about the road. Hinduism, we do not, you don't want to marry? You don't want to have children? Good job. Don't tell me that better than where I doing. If you understand what I'm saying. Respect the passage the person taking. If somebody asks you where is a good Hindu, you know how people like to criticize? I have all the flag in my yard. I'm a good Hindu. I just go to all the prayers. Anytime the village have jug, I'm going. I just cook for my husband and my family. All equal. All equal. I'm doing, God make me. Parab Karma, Gita, Mahatyam. He says, in doing my job, you make my brother. I am a good brother. My brother lifting, he digging, he doing work. I am there. The day my sister in trouble, I am there. Here, you look $100. I am there. I'm doing my job. I will get liberation for that. Just as if we sit down fast and doing job. Suppose I'm doing all the job, but I can't live good with my own blood. I can't be honest in my marriage. I can't be a father to my children. Doing the Hawan go give you everything? Or you just fooling yourself? I just do plenty prayers. Rawan did do that, Call it a spiritual imposter. Carl Nemi, Rawan, they're doing all the prayers, but how they was living? They was failing in other aspects of their life. So what we just do as Hindus, don't beat up about the road. Respect the person for what they're doing. You just sing nice, boy. You just do your job really good. Keep it up. When it's a child, babe, I see you or find it there. Gita tell you when you know how you just know somebody knowledgeable, watch how they just teach people. Babe, I see you offer in dar with your left hand. Good. You offer in the dar. But if you offer it with your right hand, you're going to do better. When somebody now coming into that, they just want to insult you. I don't know if you ever had that experience. Hey, you so stupid. A big man like you, you're not supposed to offer the dar with your left hand. Offer it with your right hand, you stupid. Same thing you're saying. Read your Gita, you're going to see it. When somebody know and they're comfortable with the knowledge of Lord Vishnu, they just want to lift you up like a mother. With love, with love. May I want to break you, I want to build you. In the same way, when the person understands the power of God, what am I trying to beat you down so I could go up for? I could sing, remember I tell earlier, teaching them musician here a little lesson. You see the attitude, you could play more drum than me, or I is the better singer than you? Yeah, I want it. In the same way, you see it in the cooking, you see it in the dressing. I could tie sari better than you. Find it, you're going to see what I'm saying. Competition. My child passed for the first choice. Second choice, your child's stupid. People compete in different ways. Narad Muni, if a person understands Adok Saja, another name for Lord Vishnu, then you will understand he is the person holding me. If I am creation, he is the person holding me and he guides me how to do. When a person notices in the environment, when the season changes, I do make the season change, but I am triggered by him. When an animal that, let me say like how the dog or the bird reproduce or they migrate, that migratory message. When you think was in different birds in cold weather, it is time to go to warm weather. The message that is being sent, he triggers me and I send the message. It is time. Time comes from Vishnu. Time is from him. It is one of his tools, and he uses time to guide creation. Everything that I create, good and bad, is predicated on time. And for this reason, this is why he is more powerful. He is the source. When a person has the ability to have intellect, when a person has gifts, when they have different type of power, all of this comes from Mahavishnu. It is he who incites in the creation gifted people. When somebody, let me use simple example, nothing tough, nothing with spiritual stuff. Let me just say, you ever see a lady could real cook? And she will tell you 2 pounds, that's enough, that will feed everybody. The salt, it smell like it have enough salt in that pot. Who is teaching them thing? Who does teach the mother? You see that cry, that child crying? That child want to sleep this hour. The child is not even talking English. But somebody put it in your head that is what that other person needs right now. You see that husband of mine, watch, he's ready to see face, he's ready to go. Who teach you that? Where did it come from? When you look at it, don't matter your age. Alright, the one I used to jam my mother for, I used to get plenty licks. I used to trouble she in satsang. I used to say, Mommy, you're fat, you know. I swell after all the licks you give me. So, when she get grandchildren now, see, where you go? Sachin. He could have do anything. I see my mother, honest to God, Mommy quarreling with me to eat late. Don't eat late. Don't eat bad food. He get up one night and tell Mommy, go make dal puri 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, my mother get up and cooking food. Ma, how? Boy, what you gonna do, boy? I'm a grandson. For any person who in that category, tell me how you learn to love. What make you love that so much that now I'm going and bend the rule? In different part in Bhagwat, when Yashoda Mata hear Krishna doing the world, and now make up my mind to cut your tail. But I cut in your tail and I feel like the lash is on me. Where I beating you for? The same person that was strict one day, now that person changed. Not because you're crooked, but you love, you overlove, if anything. That ability to forgive, that ability to love comes from the original male. In Hinduism, when they're talking about creation, if you ever heard of the part where Krishna and the Devi come together, male and female, nothing rude, but male and female, mother makes from her body, to summarize this part, an egg. And the egg is floating on the water that would go to become what we call the Milky Ocean. From that egg, after a long time, came a little boy. And from that little boy is where now Brahma is saying, from his thighs came the Vaish, from under the foot of Krishna, or this little boy, comes Sudra, Brahman come from the mouth. This male is the source of all. From his navel comes Shiva, from his heart came different Lok, Jana, Maha, Tapa, Satyam, from different parts. It is as if he is permeating energy, and the light that we all talk about, the Tej, the luster, is taken from energy form, light form, and going to solidify now into something or somewhere. The creation is being created. It is by his will. All the different rasatal, sutal, God is making everything. The good and the bad. If a person thinks God is only good, and you are confused when bad things are happening to good people, who making the bad? Who is allowing bad things when you hear about bandit, virus, fire, burning somebody's house? Where is these things coming? And when you understand that I don't see that God, let me just use Durga Mata, Durga Mata becomes just like my mother. When I do bad, I say, get my tail cut. And when I do good, she cutting cake and singing. The same lady, the same person could transition between loving and very damaging very quickly. And that is the same virtue or the same way we look at God in Hinduism. In other religions, they look at God as good and the devil as bad. That idea of understanding God in that separate, limited way is a feature of Kali Yuga. And one of the mistakes that people end up in Kali Yuga with is when they have this limited view of God, it causes so much confusion. And one of the reasons you have so much of wars, fighting, strife because of God and religion is this thing called Kali Yuga. Because you're following a religion, you and I are guilty of this, and we don't know why. We don't know what it represents. We don't know the purpose. He says, because of this, this is his power. When you boil, we talked about boiling the mango leaf, boiling the neem leaf, the energy, the juice, the mar of these herbs comes from him. The hair on when he took the form of the tortoise, the kurma form, that is the source of where doob grass come from. It is charged by his grace. So till today, when people are fighting prayers, dear God, if the sweet rice, the prasad I gave you is upsetting, I didn't taste it, here's the medicine. You've come to my home, please have it. In the same way, people eat it, they juice it, they drink it, acid reflux, disappear. These things are coming all from him. For this reason, O Narad, today I have described to you the power of God, the power of Lord Vishnu. For our benefit on this Ekadasi, to understand the power of Mahavishnu, to understand just a little more, a little better, what he is and who he is, where he is, as we are shaping our vision. The mistake we just make, we get attached to stories, and we're not learning the lesson or the truth. So everybody understands Hanuman Baba, he's the red flag. Everybody knows Krishna has a basuri. But why, or the inner lessons of the Gita, or what he represents, I don't know where that comes from. I don't know what it means. And the sad thing is, for many people, I don't want to know. There is nothing in this world, Slok 33, chapter 6, book 2. There is nothing in this world separate from Mahavishnu, the great Purusha, the great male that came from the egg. He is the energy in everything. He is the doing. He is the potential and the kinetic energy. He is the person that allows things to manifest. When a person dreams, when a person sees, when a person has ambition or not, when a person becomes addicted, when a person becomes tamasic, rajasic, sattvic, all of the mode is lost in him. He could make you lazy. Baba, the belly getting big. You should go in the gym. But Baba lazy, me going, I'll go tomorrow. Or the opposite. You know what? You have to do something, get up and do it. All that comes from him. He says, Mahavishnu once told me, I am the Veda, I am the person who is praying, I am the person who is worshipping, I am the thing they are using, the article, the flowers to worship, I am the form they are worshipping, I am the energy being exchanged when you touch the murti to your forehead, I am the power flowing in and out. Therefore, when a person understands my form, I gift to that person bhakti or devotion. Only then, when you understand Narad, who he is, what he is, and what is his power, then you can truly become devoted to it. Other than that, I see a pity, I know my mother used to bow to it, I'll bow to it too. You become the parrot. You are replicating, you are repeating, but you don't know why. You are not making an informed decision. And when tests come, I don't know if Shiva could help me with sickness. I don't know if Shiva could help me with marital problem or cancer. He says, from this knowledge now, Sukdev is telling Parikshit in our next chapter, He says, from this now, you have to understand how to help people. He takes from the invisible form, where his power, where his energy, where his all these different things that might be beyond our ability to conceive. And he animates himself in the form of time, nature, when you in other countries, when the place getting cold, when the place getting hot, when the different animals are reproducing, that is him standing there. But not everybody will understand it. Not everybody will see it. Not everybody worships the moon when it's Satyanarayana time, and you see the person who knows how to do Satyanarayana Puja, they go outside, and when the moon is up in the air, they bow like this to accept the darshan from that form. It have good and bad. Let me say bad could be the effect of that moon on a pregnant girl, inducing labor, for example. But the blessing for somebody who's praying for different attributes, that might be the most opportune time to do the prayer. In this way now, he goes a step further. For the weaker devotee, he takes these forms, where I understand that all God is one, in all where we're talking here, for example, like time. But when I want to pray to God for money, I'll go to Lakshmi. When I'm praying to God for studies, to remember and to forget rape, abuse, I want to forget all what his husband do, Saraswati. Triambakam, in mantra, you will come across two forms of mantra, the name of God or the power of God. Triambakam, if I go to Lord Shiva, he has the power to remove death. So the person now understands God like we went from university, secondary school, primary school. You don't understand God, hold on to him in baby formula. But when the person starts to go higher, that is where they start to talk about breath control, put the dharana, put the energy here, and see him like the coconut on the kalsa. Watch on the baby. Why the coconut? Inside of that seed has life, has the energy where it is not female, where it is not male. It is just the power of God. Because if you plant it, it will grow. We worship that. Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. He says, for this reason, Narad, it looks as if God has many forms, but there is a question you have to ask yourself. Is there a place? Let me show you it in a different way. The question is there a place that don't have God? I'm wrapping up now. Last point. I went abroad to do a yagna, and a younger pundit had a laptop. He was traveling. So instead of toting all these big heavy books that I have, Baba carried a laptop. And an older person is grumbling. These pundit, these young pundit. How you gonna RTD laptop? How you gonna sprinkle water on the laptop? Our text did not start off as books. You're holding on to this, right? This is what we know. But remember, when the book started, it was from the lip of the guru to the ears of the chela, first of all. As time is passing and people invade India, they start to put it on leaf. Then, recently, people had technology to bind book. So we binded books, translate it, and know it like this. But this is not the original form of the book. This is technology, truthfully. So we know this, so we hold on to this. So the other part of that is there a place, if you could see God in this, God can be in this. Then, go back to where we now talk about. If God can be in this, then you're telling me God can be in everything. Then God is not the God of everybody. God could only live in my book, not all the book. Only when you touch the Hindu book, think what I'm telling you, only when you touch the Hindu book are you touching divine. If you touch another book, you know where you're touching. If you watch a religious picture like this, long time ask aunties and them here, when before man had the technology to make murtis with plastic, when it now come out, imagine, everything have a new date, new for the first. Me, I want a plastic murti that man made. I want the how is called the pretty one, the marble. That is from the earth. That is real. No, it don't matter. I could buy me different and I use it because maybe we understand the core concept is once it reminds you of the God. If you do the prayer is what puts the life in it, stone, metal, whatsoever. But the concept that my God could live everywhere allows this murti, that murti to work. It allows this medium or any other medium to work. If out of tradition you want your book, that's different. It doesn't mean God is not here. But in this argument, it shows how we could get God wrong. If we go on YouTube now and we search up the Gita and we let it play, is that any less than if we read it ourselves? It will still have blessings because it says if I listen to it, if I read it, if I'm sitting in an environment where that energy is being pulled, I will benefit. But the concept of God and his power, we just limit it. And that is what this chapter of Bhagavad is trying to teach. You have to see where we, yourself, get it wrong. If you change that, if you fix that Narad, you will understand God better. Vindravan Biharilala Ki Jai. These are not the juicy katha where good fighting bad and the arrow pulling and this one trying to beat up that one wife. But this is necessary in order for you to appreciate what is coming after. In this jug, we have finished the first book. We are going to finish the second book. The shortest part of Bhagavad is what we're doing now. And when we get into the third book of Bhagavad, there is now where we're going to hear how Lord Vishnu plays in his Leela, in his acting. Why do they say Leela? How it becomes a play. It is not real, but it is to help you and I. Vindravan Biharilala Ki Jai. Before we do Hawan, I want to ask Baba to come and say a few words. Please bless us this morning as we have the opportunity to have him in our midst. Pandit is a young Pandit, and it is Ekadashi, it is our Shravan Monday, so we join with him now. For those of you that are viewing, God bless you to be together with us. For those of you on the different medium, please send your questions. Please send your questions and join us shortly. We will be in our next session. Handing over now to Pandit Devendra. Sitaram Baba.
Jai Sitaram, everyone. Thank you very much, Baba. I'm very happy to be here in this beautiful ashram. Let us clasp our hands together. So today, as Baba says, Ekadashi, the 11th day of the lunar month, were very special for the worship of Sri Krishna, Sri Vishnu Bhagavan, and also the Monday Nisravan Mass for Lord Seva. Hari Om Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranatha Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Om Ataf Purusho Have Narayanasya Prasrajayate Narayanah Prano Jayate Manas Sarvindriyani Ja Kam Bhair Jyotirabha Pratavi Vishwasya Dharini Narayana Paro Jyotir Atma Narayana Paraha Narayana Parodhata Sakshat Narayana Paraha Om Dakchai Horavranimah Ghatum Yaknyaya Ghatum Yaknya Pataye Devi Swastirastunah Om Brahmanosya Mukamasit Bahurajanyakratah Urutarasya Yadvaishayah Padbhyagum Shutro Ajayatha Namaste Rutramanyava Uttota Ishavi Namaha Namaste Studanvane Bahubhyamurate Namaha Om Namo Bhagavate Rutraya Sri Vrindavan Biharilal Ki Jai Shiv Shankar Bhagavani Ki Jai. So, Baba is reciting wonderfully Bhagwat Maha Puran, and you would So Baba is going to the third canto now, right? Approaching the third canto of Bhagavatam. So Bhagavad Mahatmyam is finished, right? You would have heard Bhagavad Mahatmyam yesterday morning. The greatness of Bhagavad Mahapuran. And Bhagavad Mahatmyam speaks of the greatness of the Bhagavad Mahapuran, and it talks about many different rules to follow when listening to Bhagavatam and reciting Bhagavatam. But Vedvyas Maharishi says that in Kali Yuga there is two most important rules to follow, because all the rules we can't follow, right? Two most important rules to follow. And one is, you would have remembered, the older people would have said, when you get invited to a Bhagavad, you must attend. You must attend. If minimum one session, you must attend. And second is, you must attend on time. Bhagavad Mahatmyam say, right? You must attend on time. If you ignore any other rule, at least these two rules you must not ignore. You must attend one, and two, you must attend on time. So I was late, so Baba, forgive me. So thank you all very much thank you for the invite, and thank you all. Beautiful Bhagavatam. Please listen to the entire thing. Bhagavat Mahapuran. Tene Brahma Hrdaya Adi Kavaye Muhyantyat Surya. When Lord Brahma is the creator of the universe, right? Taking the mantle or the role of creation, and even Brahma was confused at one point. And in the beginning of the Bhagavad Mahapuran, how did the knowledge start to spread? Tene Brahma Hrdaya Adi Kavaye Muhyantyat Suryaha. Brahma was guided to meditate, and serve Bhagavan. And from the heart itself, from his own heart, the knowledge starts to emanate, right? Nigama kalpataror ghalitam phalam shukmukhanamratam bhavasayutam. Emanating from the mouth of Shukadev Goswami, who Baba said was the parrot, right? Was the parrot listening to Lord Shiva recite Bhagavatam to Parvati. He became the parrot first, and then he entered into the womb of the wife of Vedvyas. And then he eventually was born, not as a child, but as a 12-year-old boy, right? Shukadev Maharaj, Shukadev Goswami. So, Nigama Kalpatarur Ghalitam Palam, all the Vedic knowledge, all the knowledge of the Vedas, all the scriptures put together is like a Kalpataru, a tree, a wish-fulfilling tree. But you plant a tree to produce something, right? Either to produce a beautiful flower or fruit. So the fruit that is meant to be produced by the tree of this, all the knowledge put together, is Bhagavatam. Nigamakal patarud galitam phalam. It is meant to produce one phala, one fruit. Shukamukhan amritam bhavasanyutam, emanating from the mouth of Shukadev. Pipata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam. Baba was saying that he felt like something was missing, right? After writing all of the Puranas, he still felt something was missing. What was missing was the rasa, the bhav, that you feel that deep connection to Bhagavan. You get it through Bhagavatam. Only through listening to the Bhagavad Mahapuran is considered. When Baba will sing Arti just now, right? And he say, Ye amare granta ye mukti panta ye panchama vedha nirala. You know the bhajan, right? Panchama Veda Nirala. It's like the fifth Veda. That which you can't get even in the Vedas, you get it in Bhagavad Mahapuran. That is the rasa. Nigamakal patarol ghalitam palam shukamukhanamratam bhavasanyutam pipata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuraho muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka. It is to be relished, and when you relish it, you become a rasik. Rasik means those who are always in the company of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, those who always feel that deep presence with him. So thank you very much. Prem Subali Sri Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai Sitaram. Thank you, Baba.
God bless you. Everybody, as we progress, shortly when we get into the third book, and you start to see how Lord Vishnu is taking form. At this point, let me just ask you this, to your knowledge. Why does he take form? Why go through all of that? Why do you have Ramayana? Why have Gita? Why have all of that? If I'm from a different religion, understand what I'm asking you? Why not just have one book? Why the Hindu has so much a book? Think about those questions like the way a child asks, not to be disrespectful, but I really just want to understand. And if you don't understand, it means, well, I know it had a book there, but me and over in the book, I don't know what it's for. I don't know what is the relevance of that book and my life. And that is where we in Kali Yuga. When there's a disconnect between you and God, and you don't see it, you will tell yourself, I have prayers. But remember where we start off? As a good Hindu, plenty flag. I just eat plenty parasad. We just have jug by the house, and go with your problem to the bedi and bad habit, and get up from by that bedi with every bad habit and problem intact, if not more, year to year to year to year. And then one day, what has happened, and be fair, this is me, this is all you, we all go through hardships. But I don't know if my God could help me, because my concept of God is so weak. This is why we meet for Bhagwat. This is the premise of this second book. This second book is the boring part of Bhagwat. There's no juicy story. It didn't have good and bad fighting. But if you don't understand this, you would see the fight, you would see the movie, and you're going to miss the message in it. The inherent message, you miss it. All you go study, Ram had a bow and arrow on his back, and that would be it. That is why Garud got confused. He is the Vahan of Lord Vishnu. Me and you is nothing. He lime, Narad Muni lime with Lord Vishnu every day. And because he's holding on to the physicality, the look of the Lord, how could that person do all this? That is the question they always ask. And if you watch yourself, you had that same question too. We will start back just now, and we'll continue in the growing on this Ekadasi, the growing of the concept of Sri Hari Vishnu. Just now when Baba was saying the verses from the Narang Suktam, very applicable today. And as we understand who Narayan is, when you hear me singing Narayanaya Krishna, are celebrating something. That's why we just be singing it. When the arti finish, different Babas just have different tune. But think, it have a reason why they just be singing it. As we get into the next chapter, chapter 7, you're going to hear something about it. What does the word Narayan mean? That's where we're going to. For those of you that will be with us, those of you that are looking on, look out for that. Vindravan Bihari Lala Ki Jai. Everybody, let's all stand as we've come to the end of this session, having chanted verses of the Suktam for Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva with that Bilva Ashtakam. Adi, I hope you remember what I believe. Your partner, them go remember it. Don't just do it. Know why you're doing it, if you understand what I'm saying. So, follow me, if I'm not the Baba, I'm not there. But tell me which one you're going to choose. One good, perfect belief, or 1,000 belief, like what I use here as an example. These were only 3. This is what it have. Or find 1,008 at this. Which one you feel have more betterment in it? The one perfect one. A lot of people is get it wrong. This is how it dey on the 3 babs. When you buy it in New York, sometimes it dey like powder like this. They sell you bale. It's selling. We have it on the shelf there. Bale tea. It is not fresh. It is not green. Okay, that could be where it won. Me ain't going to offer that on a lingam. You are responsible for what you do with your hand. When you know your dharma, in this case, belief, you know what to do and what not to do. Agreed? Right. Everybody put your hands together and ask Lord Vishnu, dear Lord, thank you first and foremost for giving me the opportunity to have listened, to practice the Shravanam, or the act of devotion where I'm listening to your discourse. Allow this to bring about punyam, goodness, benefit and blessing in my life. For those people that have hardships and are going through rough days and different type of issues based on our discourse last night, dear Lord Vishnu, by practicing listening, it is going to bring change. It will fuel change in my life. I depend on you for that change. You have to say what change is, what help is in your life. I'm praying for help with. Dear God, please accept my prayer. Let's go together. Sajam cha varti sanyuktam grahina yojitam mayam Deepam grihana devesham Trailokya timirapaham. Everybody. Jai Jai Bhagavat Bhagavan ki hai aarti. Tarti. Jai Jai Bhagavat Bhagavan ki hai aarti. ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मुक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेरनि नव ज्योति जगाने वाला ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मुक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान यही जग की मंगल के आरती. Everybody. जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती. ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत पापों को मिटाने वाला हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला. ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत पापों को मिटाने वाला हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला है. सुख करनी है सुख करनी है दुख हरनी ये मधुसूदन की आरती. Very good. जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती. ये मधुर बोल जग पंद कोल सन मार्ग दिखाने वाला ये मधुर बोल जग पंद कोल सन मार्ग दिखाने बेगरी को बनाने वाला श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही जग की मंगल के आरती. पापियों को पाप से है तारती. जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती. पापियों को पाप से है तारती. पापियों को. Dear Lord, as we've come to the end of our first session, fourth session in our yagya, may you continue to bless each and every person When you bless a person with drishti, we celebrate when you get straight dreams, when you get straight signs, when you start to see the power of God manifest. He says for sinful people, they will see signs in life to give them inclination that God is accepting, God is happy, God is not happy. But then, when the world starts to come inside, and the person starts to get directive based on the divinity of God, as they build the drishti or the vision of Mahavishnu, then the person, as they are walking side by side with Mahavishnu, their life, their duty, doing their job like Janak, doing their job becomes the prayer. And their life and prayer no longer is separate, but one and the same. When a person achieves that oneness with God, that person achieves Jivan Mukti. Whilst life is within the body, that person is liberated already. Dear Lord, by reading this particular kind of Bhagwat, the person just by listening is on the road to get it. Bless those members of our families that have gone on, that may have died by accident, drowning, untimely death, suicidal death, miscarriage, abortion. If those souls are in any difficulty, dear Lord, as we pray today collectively, may you help those souls find peace and shanti. Together, everybody. Tvameva Mata, Tvameva Bandhu Chasaka, Tvameva Vidya, Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam. Together, Om Shanti. Prem Svalo Mahapati Mahadeva ki, Pavana Putra Hanumana ki, Shri Adi Shakti Mata ki, Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki, Satya Sanatan Dharma ki, Jai, 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 Sitaram. Sitaram, everybody.